Hi, it's Mike Stevenson here. In today's video, we're going to take a look at a new feature in Turbo360, which is intended to make tag management easier to support companies implementing a FinOps process. So we know that managing tags can be quite challenging when you've got different teams who have different requirements and needs for tags. And for the FinOps team, you want to be able to create some rules to define tags that you need to help allocate cost. Now, what we want to do in Turbo360 is just give you a rules engine to make it easier to build the tags that you need with minimal disruption for any other teams. So here, I'm going to drop over into Turbo360 now in my Turbo360 account. And up on the top menu here, you'll see there's a little tag above the tree view. So this tree view is really where I allocate cost to different teams and areas. And we've added this new feature called Tag Manager. So when I open Tag Manager up, I basically get this blank screen to begin with, and I'm going to create my first rule. So here, I'm going to create a rule called Department. And I'm going to create a value called HR for this tag. I can give it a description if I need to. I'm then going to define the key, which will be the name of the tag, will be department, and the value I'm going to assign is HR. I now can define some rules that determine which resources in Azure will be allocated this tag. So basically, we're going to add a tag to a resource in Azure, which means the app registration used by Turbo360 needs the tag contributor permission. And in this case, what I can do with the rules is I can say something like, right, if we've got a rule called subscription name, maybe the subscription name starts with 04-, then we can assign the value HR. I might have additional rules, so maybe if the subscription name also starts with 05-, that could be HR as well. I could maybe change it so if the resource has an existing tag, so if the tag key is cost department and it equals 05, then we can allocate a new tag called department with the value HR. And we can basically build up the rules that would match where the desired tag would be department and the desired value would be HR. So hopefully that gives you a brief on what the rule configuration looks like. But let's have a look at a more detailed example here. So you can see here, I've got a whole bunch of rules that I've configured. So I've got things like department over here. So we've got department is IT, product and sales. I've also got some tags for environment, which we'll look at in a bit more in a moment. And then I've got some tags for team. So I can define different rules for these different values. And you can see here the team tag would have these associated values if that rule matches. Now, in this case, if you think of my my resources, that each resource is effectively going to get 3 tags in this scenario, because I'm really wanting to build a hierarchical structure from department to team to environment. And if we go and have a look maybe at this test one here, so if I edit the rule, and we'll go next, and we'll have a look at the definitions here. So in these rules, what I'm saying is, if the subscription name contains non-prod, staging, or test, then we'll assign the FinOps environment value to be test. So here we can deal with a bunch of different metadata configurations of a resource. That would mean we'd match it and assign this tag to it. Now, when I build my rules here, these rules are going to run in the background every day, and what they'll do is they'll iterate over. The first time they run, they'll take a while to run because they're going to add tags to all of the ones that don't, all the resources that don't already have that tag. But then the next day, we'll do a delta. So the things that have already been tagged will be ignored. We'll just update the ones identified as not having the appropriate tag on it, but they meet the match criteria. And an idea would be if I maybe, we did other videos about Terraform and Bicep. One of the things here is if I do a deployment that removes a tag, these rules will put that tag back on at the end of the day. Now you can also run these rules on demand, so you can do run now if you want to make it run straight away. To make it easier to set rules up, you can build one and you can clone it and modify it as well. So hopefully this makes it really easy for the admin to just configure the rules that you need. And we kind of anticipate that there'll be a set of rules for most teams. I'm guessing are probably going to want maybe 3 to 10 tags max, and then there'll be different values for each of those tags. But hopefully with Turbo360, this rule set just makes it really easy to build those rules, have them running, helping you in the background. And then inside Turbo360, when you do any queries, you can filter by tags or you can group by tags and that kind of thing. So hopefully this helps just add some more maturity to make it easier to manage tagging for your environment. Thank you for listening to today's video, and we hope this is a cool feature people like.